So on this week's email, I talked about overwhelm because that's something that I was struggling with last week. I mean, I was moving house, lots of boxes. The weekend was busy. It didn't really feel like I had time to relax and then straight back into work. I'm running a business, I work full time, on top of, everything else going on. And it was hectic. So this is stuff that I help my clients with as well. And it's really important because I think people get overwhelmed quite a lot and it can stop you from moving forwards. For a lot of people I speak to, when the overwhelm hits, they give up, or because certain routines or structure goes to the wayside, they start falling into old habits or breaking away from those routines that they have set themselves. So what's so important, and it's something that I do with my clients and it's something that I have to learn myself, is making sure you're creating options and flexibility, because not every week is going to be the same, not every month is going to be the same. There's going to be times where you have a lot on, and that's with work, that's with personal life. There can be lots of things, like, in different situations, especially as we move through different chapters, different eras of our lives. But what's important is not, I guess, what they say, falling at the first hurdle. When those times hit, not giving up. It just looks different, and it's recognizing how that difference looks for you, if that makes sense. So if yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is that you don't need to just have everything perfect all the time. Like, there's going to be weeks where you can't get your 3 or 4 workouts in. There's going to be times where meals aren't freshly cooked every single day. There's going to be times where we have to cut down on the time we spend on ourselves. What we don't want to do is completely give up. And what I see a lot of people do, they go into a freeze mode as well. They get so overwhelmed, everything seems so on top of them that they just freeze and then don't do anything. But it's about breaking it down into small steps. And I honestly, we've worked with clients that have gone through major stuff and have a lot going on. But what we do is teach them how to refocus, how it can look like at this period of time, because actually that's what's going to help them, like, way into the future, because they're like, hang on, I know what to do in this situation. When it's busy, I know that I just focus on XYZ. Like, I don't need to worry about anything else. I don't need to, as long as I've got these anchors in place to look after myself, that's all I need to focus on. Because there's going to be times that you can't do everything. I've got what I call the jug analogy, and it's something I teach my clients. So I talk about, imagine in front of you is a jug of water. Okay. So that water inside that jug represents your energy. Then in front of you are empty glasses. Each glass represents an area of your life that takes time and energy. So it could be family, relationship, social. It could be work. It could be kids. It could be, which may come under family. It could be then the time to look after yourself as well. So in an ideal world, we want to be able to pour equal amounts of energy, equal amounts of water into each glass. But as you know, life happens and it doesn't always end up that way. There might be some area of your life that needs a bit more time and attention, needs a bit more of your energy, and that's okay. So the jug's empty. You only have so much energy to give. So it's all in front in those glasses. So what you need to do is take from each bit of that, like each of those glasses, and pour it into the one that needs a bit more energy. What you don't want to do is leave any of the glasses empty. It just means that we have a bit less time and a little bit less energy to spend in that area at this point in time. But that doesn't mean it's going to be forever. That just means for this point in time. I think when you can look at it in that perspective and realize you only have so much to give, and that just means that you might need to take from a different area right now, then that's okay. We need to let go of this guilt and this expectation that we need to do everything and everything perfectly all at the same time. Your 100% is the amount that you can give on each day. And that is going to look different every single day and every single week. So don't be so hard on yourself and just learn how to balance and learn that overwhelm is something you can work with. Just don't let it stop you from moving forward.